The competition between gasoline cars and electric cars isn't new, but lately it's definitely gotten stronger. Electric cars have become real competitors in the market, and many people actually see them as the future. That's why, in this video, we're going to see a slightly different American repair journey for a Tesla Model X. So, before anything, make sure you're subscribed, and let's roll the Tesla. Facing electric cars has become normal now, and what made this work so well are their motors and their high efficiency. Also, the cost of a single charge compared to gasoline and the number of kilometers you can drive on it. Despite all that, none of it affected acceleration. And in the Model X we have in this video, it can accelerate in 3.9 seconds, powered by 650 horsepower from 2 electric motors, and with just one full charge, it can drive 580 kilometers. The higher version of the same model, the sportier one, comes with 3 electric motors and accelerates from 0 to 100 in about 2.6 seconds. That number is insane. Its horsepower exceeds 1,000 HP, and a single charge can take it 548 kilometers. As for charging, the car can charge from 0 to 80% using a supercharger in about 30 minutes. Now, this car is different, and this video is different from anything we've seen on the channel before. As for the accident, Teslas usually get major damage, mainly in the front. The doors were in good condition with no issues, but on the left side, the alignment was off, and the rear passenger door had a noticeable gap between it and the fender. The rear trunk was in excellent condition. If you stood behind the car without seeing the front, you'd think it was perfectly fine. Gasoline cars are known for their exhaust sound, of course, but here there are no exhaust pipes at all. Strangely, in their place, there are speakers that give you fake sporty sounds. It is sporty, but without any real noise. The charging port is located next to the left headlight, so he buys the connector needed to plug into charging. He plugs in the charger, it starts charging a bit, and then the doors can open and close properly. There are also secondary batteries in the front, like other electric cars with conventional layouts, used to power the screens and interior options. So he buys 2 new ones, installs them, and everything inside the car starts working again. Then he plugs it back into the charger to finish the full charge. He unloads it from the trailer. The interior is in good condition, mostly leather, but just needs some cleaning. So he starts cleaning it thoroughly. This model comes with multiple seat configurations. The one in this video fits 7 passengers. You also have options like playing games on the big center screen, and you can even use the steering wheel and pedals to play. Cup holders and storage spaces are different from the other trims. Then he continues working and fully washes the exterior. The paint is mostly in good condition, except for the accident area. Here's where the real work begins. He removes the front hood from its hinges, then removes the front trunk tub, which is completely broken, along with the remaining pieces. The crash bar is completely destroyed, and underneath it are the radiators. Yes, this car actually has radiators, used to cool the batteries and motors, keeping temperatures stable at all times. This protects the lifespan of the components and reduces the chances of fires that can happen with extremely high performance. There's also an AC condenser. So, the cooling system in this car is almost like a regular car, but for different purposes. He continues working and removes the broken cooling fans, then the AC compressor, the front lighting wires, and all the cut sensors and the camera wires. Then he removes the front crash bar, as well as the radiator hoses and the AC condenser. He reaches the water pump, removes its bolts, and takes it out. He starts removing all the broken plastic pieces, some reusable, some completely destroyed. The right side of the chassis was heavily damaged and pushed outward. Using a forklift, he tries to pull it back into its original position. Then he lifts the Tesla on the lift, removes the front wheel to reach the fender bolts, and after removing all the bolts, he takes the fender off. Most of the electrical connectors are cut, and some parts are missing completely, so the next work will focus on the suspension system to reach the destroyed chassis section and remove it. They remove the caliper, sensors, wiring, then the brake disc. He disconnects the steering column from the wheel hub, removes the CV joint, removes the strut, and takes out the entire wheel hub assembly. Then, he removes the front shocks to reach the chassis front section. He starts removing the bolts holding the damaged chassis piece. Using a grinder, he removes any sealant around the welds. After removing most bolts, he starts hammering to separate the part. After a lot of effort, he finally removes it. He checks if it can be repaired by heating and straightening, but they decide to get a new replacement part instead. The next day, they continue working on the suspension to reach the subframe on the driver's side. They remove the hub, remove the plastic under trays, reach the subframe bolts, and remove it completely. The battery becomes visible. It spans the entire length of the car. Here comes a surprise. They bought another Tesla from the same model, but 2016, damaged from the rear. That car will serve as the donor, providing the front chassis, wiring, and needed parts. The donor car has slight scratches on the front bumper and a minor dent in the hood, but everything is repairable. They wash the car to inspect the paint. The rear wheel area is damaged. The car has no power and they can't open the doors. So they open the hood, remove the trunk tub, and find the fuse that cut off power due to the crash. They replace it, and finally the doors open. They connect the car to a charger. The cooling pump starts, but they find a coolant leak in a hose. They cut the damaged part, replace it, and reconnect the charger. Using the forklift, they lower the donor car from the trailer. They remove any unneeded parts, lift the car, remove the wheels, remove the plastic inner fenders, remove the front bumper, headlights. Then they remove the crash bar, air ducts, the radiator cover, and the AC condenser. They disconnect the radiator hoses and connect them together temporarily to avoid draining the entire system. They release the AC refrigerant using a hose. They continue disassembling until they reach the front chassis, which turns out to be nearly identical to the damaged car, with only minor differences. They repair part of the donor subframe to make the car drivable, so they can test drive the electric system later. They replace the damaged part with a new one. They remove the rear wheels, the protection plates, disconnect the electric motor wires, remove the subframe bolts, and lower it using the forklift. They remove the rear hubs and the entire drivetrain assembly. They remove the bolts holding the electric motor, brace it, lift it with the forklift, and install it onto the new subframe. After hours of work, they reassemble everything and mount the new subframe back on. Then they test drive it on and off-road. The electric performance is smooth and very efficient. The next day, they continue working on the 2020 Tesla. They remove any parts attached to the damaged front chassis section. After removing everything, they unbolt the chassis piece completely. Then, using the grinder, they cut through the welded areas, hammering again until the part separates. They remove the glue residue from the chassis. Using the grinder, they clean the new front chassis section. Some glue is burned off first. They install the right side chassis piece, then straighten anything needed on the left side, the accident side. They mount the left piece, tighten the bolts, install the subframe, and start aligning everything with the crash bar to check clearances. They remove everything again, clean it, apply epoxy metal adhesive, and reinstall the panels. They clamp everything in place and weld the new chassis pieces properly. Now the chassis is restored as one solid structure. They install the subframe again, then start assembling the suspension. They mount the knuckle on the left, connect the control arms, then do the same on the right. They install the axles, swap wheels from the 2016 Tesla, lower the car, put it in reverse, and the car moves normally. Very reassuring. The right A-pillar was dented. He welds the damaged area, then hammers it into shape. The final result is good. He takes the reusable old parts and installs them on the new chassis, and takes the needed parts from the 2016 car and installs them on the 2020, like the hood and fenders. He removes the right fender for adjustments because there was a big gap between it and the door. The issue turns out to be the door alignment. He leaves it for later and installs the left fender. Then installs the front bumper frame where the radiator mounts. Then the bumper, and now the car finally has a face. Still, some adjustments are needed under the right fender. He removes it again, realigns the mounting frame, installs it again, repeating the process until the gaps are perfect. The front windshield is cracked and in bad condition. He uses a special tool to separate it from the frame, using an inside and outside tool with a cutting wire, pulling it with a ratchet until the glass comes off completely. He repairs the A-pillar dents with filler, sanding after each layer until the surface becomes level. He removes the fender, masks the surrounding area, and sprays primer. He repairs the hood, leveling it with filler, then primer. He prepares the front bumper, fills imperfections, sands, and primes it too. He continues sanding the hood and fenders, removing the old clear coat. The new windshield arrives ready for installation. He removes the hood again, prepares the underside, and smooths it out. He removes the fenders again and buys all the materials needed for painting. He takes the parts to the paint booth, cleans everything, and sprays primer, then 2 layers of the base color, and finally clear coat. The next day, all the parts are ready. He loads them, returns to the Tesla, and starts assembling. First the fenders, then the hood, then the bumper. The car finally looks complete. But there's still work to do. He removes the fenders and bumper again, sands the A-pillars to prepare them for paint, removes the door panel, removes the side